Hello everybody, this is Starman and welcome back to Let's Play the Tesla Effect. Well, last time you'll remember we came back to our office to find that Taylor was waiting for us and we shot her down, got handed a key to something she called the Chelsea Shrine Room, and we apparently have a fax waiting for us.
Looks like Archie's back in town. I should check out his 3 Cards to Midnight shop and see if he knows anything. Looks like Archie's back in town. I should check out his 3 Cards to Midnight shop and see if he knows anything.
Yep, and the fax actually says, text, drop by 3 Cards Midnight. I got some exciting information about your case. Yeah, I guess if we had gotten interested in psychometry, it makes sense that we'd consult our paranormal expert. And yeah, here we'll see we've got 4, 2, and 4. We're halfway to a complete collection of Mike and I camera comics. But before we head over there, and yeah, we can see the green lights on, let's see if we can talk to Clint about...
If a bell is on the front desk, I could ring it and talk to the clerk.
Well, he's not here, but... Sapphire Domineering Escort. Have you been a bad boy?
Sapphire, eh? Well, that sounds like a fun new neighbor. Well, this is a flashy new neighbor.
Very dark staircase here. Hey, Nilo's porn collection is gone.
Oh, I had this door permanently sealed as it opened directly into my bedroom. People thought that was awfully presumptuous of me.
Okay, so...
Yeah, needs a key.
Yeah, 2E. That used to be... Yeah, the layout of here has changed since Pandora Directive. There used to be doors all along this side of the hallway.
People who stay here at the Ritz don't want to be found. People who stay here at the Ritz don't want to be found.
And there used to be a bathroom here, and...
Uh-oh. That doesn't look good. Yeah, needs a key.
Let's see, the key we got was for 2E.
According to Taylor, this opens a room here at the Ritz that has some of Chelsea's belongings. Yeah, needs...
And, okay, leaving... Okay, I guess the candles aren't lit. Though it seems like they sure are lit. Maybe they're fake lit candles.
I remember this thing was $14.99. Man, I spent an entire 3 months' salary on a ring for Chelsea. Oh, that's got to be a fire hazard.
Yep. Screaming in the rain.
These are all Chelsea's belongings. When the police closed her case, I must have picked up these items from her apartment. It's funny how fashion cycles circle around. It's a picture of me and my would-be girlfriend Chelsea Bando. I've got a gut feeling she's out there. I'm here to ask you out for dinner, and I'm not taking no for an answer.
What, like a date?
No, it'd be more like 2 friends having a great meal and maybe some stimulating conversation.
I guess that'd be okay. I mean, yeah, that'd be all right.
So what are you in the mood for? You know, I heard Weenie World put tater tots on the menu.
I've got a better idea. Why don't you let me make you dinner at my place? It's cheaper than going out. And besides, I have something I'd like to talk to you about. Let's say 8 o'clock?
Well, you talked me into it, Miss Bell.
Well, I feel so spoiled.
By the way, what should I bring, red or white?
You better bring both.
Visit the newsstand on Chandler Avenue. And picture from our last date, oddly enough. That's from Under a Killing Moon. That's close by her Under a Killing Moon.
reminder of the best and worst night of my life.
And Tex kept the bullwhip, apparently.
It's Chelsea's business card for her newsstand. I didn't have the heart to tell her that print is dead.
Weenie World placemat.
Chelsea loved to go to Arizona. I'd like to think I was the only thing keeping her here on Chandler Avenue. Yeah, I remember how much Chelsea wanted to go to the Fuchsia Flamingo that night.
And depending on which reality you subscribe to, they did or didn't. If the bullwhip is in here, I'm guessing that the good ending from Pandora Directive is the canon one. Or maybe that's just a mythology gag for us diehard fans. Either way.
I'm here to ask you out for dinner, and I'm not taking no for an answer.
What, like a date?
No.
And it's not letting me
like
skip
two friends
through
having
this.
A great meal, and maybe some stimulating conversation.
I guess that'd be okay. I mean, yeah, that'd be all right.
So what are you in the mood for? You know, I heard Weenie World put tater tots on the menu.
I've got a better idea. Why don't you let me make you dinner at my place? It's cheaper than going out. And besides, I have something I'd like to talk to you about. Let's say 8 o'clock?
Well, you talked me into it, Miss Bell.
Oh, I feel so spoiled.
By the way, what should I bring, red or white?
You better bring both.
All right. It doesn't look like we can do anything other than look at the door at this moment. Alright, let's go talk to our old pal Archie.
Archie Ellis is my herbal tea-loving, source for all things alien, supernatural, conspiracy theorist. Or he's just plain crazy. He ran into some trouble with the NSA on my last case. Last I knew, he was hiding out in some tropical locale with a bevy of beauties. I'm surprised he's back in town.
Of course, that was 7 years ago. Yep, 50 Shades of Grey.
Hey, Murphy, how you doing? You okay? I heard you were having some kind of amnesia. You know, most alien abductees always have some sort of memory loss.
Not actually Jim J. Bullock, but an incredible simulation. Let's see, old habits, under the radar, show and tell.
Yeah, well, that didn't happen. Last I saw you, you were on some tropical island hiding out from the NSA.
Okay, like I told you before, I wasn't hiding. I was relaxed. So, and of course, you don't even remember talking to me, do you? Let me see where you got hit. Yowza! You really back off, man, because I swear I will shoot the next person who tries to touch this, okay?
Even though I don't have a gun.
I'm sorry. Ouch. Ooh. So, I guess you do need some catching up then. A few months ago, I moved back here from the islands and I opened up this place. And I was hoping that you and I could hang out together like old times, but you haven't been around much.
Let's see, my wicked ways, sisterless and neglect of neighborly duties.
I've also turned into a heartless jerk, apparently.
Sounded like the same Murph to me, making jokes and putting your cigarette out in my herbal tea before I'm done with it.
Stranger in fiction, catching up, history lesson.
Yeah. So, did I happen to tell you anything about the case I'm working on?
Not yet, but you know I'm always ready to be Robin to your Batman. Without the homoerotic undertones, of course.
Ha!
Sorry, Arch, but it's a package deal. If you're going to be in this with me, you're going to have to be in all the way. You had me going there, Murph. Okay, Boy Wonder. I need you to enter 2 names into the Bat computer. Mason Bowers, Margaret Leonard.
Well, I don't know about Mason Bowers, but Margaret Leonard? She's connected to one of the greatest mysteries of all time. I mean, you know who Nikola Tesla was, right?
Nikola. The cough drop?
Nikola Tesla was a genius. Probably one of the greatest geniuses ever. I mean, it was Tesla, not Marconi, who was the true inventor of the radio. He invented a Tesla coil, the AC electricity, remote control. He even pioneered cryogenics.
So are we almost to the part about Margaret Leonard?
Well, Tesla died in 1943 when the FBI just swooped in and confiscated all his papers and designs. Then in about 2012, all this stuff, the Tesla cash just disappeared. And you want to know who the #1 suspect was?
Margaret Leonard.
No, an FBI agent named Charles Johansson. Now, I know they could never prove that he did it, but then he quits the FBI and joins some Tesla fanatic group called the Tesla Legacy Society, a group dedicated to making the world better through technology. And that's where he meets
Margaret Leonard?
Bingo! They fall in love, they get married. I think they even had a kid together.
So where's Margaret now?
Not a clue. Johansson died a couple years later, cancer, I think. And after that, Margaret just dropped out of circulation.
So all this happened, what, 37 years ago. I mean, no one's found the Tesla cash since then?
It's one of the great mysteries, the lost inventions of Nikola Tesla.
What's the big deal with the Tesla inventions? I mean, there must be some reason they were never made.
Oh, you ever hear of a little thing called Tunguska?
Have I ever? Picked up a bad case when I was down in Mexico. It's where I learned the phrase, Baños, rapidos, ándale muchachos, vámonos!
Oh, Murph, you're too funny. You know, in 1890s, Tesla conducted an experiment and created a resonance frequency. You know, like a big vibration, and it nearly took out a whole chunk of New York City. And then in the 1900s, he began to work on what he called a teleforce beam. The press called it, you know, a death ray, you know, cooler name. But a few years later in Russia, a remote area called Tunguska, something caused an explosion 1,000 times greater than the atomic bomb.
1,000 times greater than the atomic bomb 40 years before we invented it?
But that was the last anyone ever heard of the death ray. Tesla never got funding. Instead, they made him out to be some crackpot, and he was broke for the rest of his life. Some people think the plans for it were part of the Tesla cash. Just think how much someone would pay to get their hands on that.
All right, well, let's start asking the questions.
And I'll never forget what you did tipping me off before that whack job NSA guy could get me.
I still regret that.
Seems nice. You know me, Murph. Always up for an adventure. As long as I don't have to go anywhere.
Unless it's a tropical island.
You like my shop? Kind of like my old one, the Cosmic Connection. But I had to change the name in case, you know, the NSA and all that. I eat at the brew and stew all the time. I actually wouldn't mind forgetting a few years of my own life, mostly my teenage years. Yeah, oh, that's the Hollow Babe at the Golden Gate. Yeah, Mojo is warm for her form, or lack thereof, as it were. He's not very friendly, is he? My little buddy Mojo works over there. We hang out a lot, but I can't stay there too long. Something makes my eyeballs burn. Gosh, you'd think a sidekick would be a little more helpful, huh? Don't know about that.
Not that it matters, but hey, we get points for it.
Donnelly's kind of a mysterious character. He was a private detective Tesla may have hired not long before he died. There's a mention of it in one of Tesla's letters. You know, both aliens and ghosts can communicate through their dreams. It's a proven fact. I've been checking my sources, but no one's heard a thing about her in years.
Alright.
He died like 40 years ago and either left the Tesla cash with Margaret Leonard or somebody else, or he took it to the grave. The Tesla cash is right up there for me. Oh, and the death ray? Well, the name says it all, doesn't it?
Yeah, the thought of Archie getting his hands on a death ray is just frightening.
As I leave, Archie hands me an old photograph of Margaret Leonard. Maybe someone else on Chandler will recognize her from the picture. I wonder if anyone else on Chandler Avenue has seen Margaret Leonard.
Okay, so what have we got left? We got rid of our zip line, apparently. Letter about the disease, letter about the trader, the facts from Maldonado Bowers, Pawn. Still got the Pawn magazine. We lost the first fax from Archie, oddly enough. Okay, well, not sure how useful Holly is going to be, but we might as well start here.
Hey, Tex. How's your case progressing? Not a clue. Sorry, I don't know a lot of people, except the ones that come in here.
Hey, Clint's back.
If you were looking for me earlier, I wasn't here.
Yeah, I was. So, counter with the obvious. Bright side, PI 101.
Well, it's not like you're gonna just sit around here waiting for me to ask questions, right?
Yeah, that wouldn't be very realistic, would it? So what can I do for you?
You recognize the woman in this photo?
Oh, nice. I think I saw her in a playbook from 1996. Is this your girlfriend?
Romancing the Crone, PI 202, turn the tables.
What would you know about romance?
Oh, you'd be surprised.
Not counting the inflatable variety.
I'm just kidding about this woman being your girlfriend. She's actually mine. No, I'm kidding again. This is Margaret Leonard. She's had a room here at the Ritz forever. She used to live here, but I haven't seen her in years. So, she may not be here anymore, but she auto-pays her rent. So it's all good.
Any chance you can get me into her apartment?
Not a chance in hell. I let her install her own security system, just like you, except hers is a real one. I can't tell you which apartment it is, but you won't get in without a passcode or a personal invitation. Maybe I could try to help you with something else.
Well,
Can't help you with that. All I know about her is she's got a room here. I hardly ever see her, so I don't know when she's here and when she isn't. I'll bet she was something back in the day. Way back in the day.
okay, well, we can probably take a guess that it was that room with the keypad that we couldn't get into earlier. We were exploring the second floor. And yeah, Clint said he could tell us what room she was in, but he didn't. Alright, let's go pester Rook some more.
I've been thinking, Murphy, perhaps I should confide something to you.
Oh,
this would
God.
be good.
You believe Maldonado was spying on you, but it could have been someone else.
Not Margaret Leonard by any chance.
How did you know?
Do the words P.I. mean anything to you?
Margaret may be in grave danger. I've tried to contact her, but to no avail.
Gosh, if only we knew someone with some detective skills. Do you know how to get into her apartment?
No, but she may have left a clue. Some time ago, she left this in my care. It's for you.
For me?
She wanted you to have it in case anything happened.
Yeah, that's not weird at all, because, you know, this lady was living in my building, but I've never heard of her, never seen her. But she's been there forever, but, okay.
I met Margaret years ago. She was a woman of secrets. I have an interest in Tesla collectibles, so yes, I've heard of it. And no, I don't know where you could find it. I met Margaret years ago. She was a woman of secrets.
Yes, well, we got that, and yeah, I'm getting the feeling that Rook's interest in her may have not been entirely professional. And on that note, 3, 2, 1. Ugh! Well, just for sake of completeness.
Not again. You're gonna get me fired. Or worse. I remember her. Sweet little old lady. Used to see her around the neighborhood years ago. Don't remember the last time I saw her.
Well, that was not entirely helpful, but hey, points. Oh, and speaking of which... Yep, still on the Somewhere I'll Find You path, and hey, we're up to 4 lit bulbs on our PI rating.
Still can't believe I'm working with the one and only Tex Murphy. What can I do for you, sir? That's the witch. At least that's what I call her. A couple times I've seen this old lady sneaking around the neighborhood.
I think everybody's pretty happy that you're back to your old self. Except Rook. That ornery old cuss. No pleasing him, I guess. How are things going for you? I know you was having bad dreams way back when. But I didn't hear nothing else about him after, you know, the thing with Chelsee happened.
Okay.
Oh, I know this little lady. Haven't seen her around in quite a while, but she used to come in pretty regular. I think she lived at the Ritz, at least for a time. She and Chelsee were real friendly. Pretty sure her name wasn't Margaret Leonard, though. At least that ain't the name she told me.
Well, the Ritz is a place where people go to not be found, so, Alright, well, let's take a look at the book, then. The Life of Nikola Tesla. And it looks like we've got a cipher puzzle of some type in here. Which, based on the one part that we've got here, it's a Sudoku type puzzle. So we've got 3, 2, 3, 7. So that's 15. So everything in here probably has to add up to 15 based on that. So we've got, yeah, 15. So let's see, 1, 6, and 3. So we need to put a 5 there. Then let's see, 4, 1, and 2. That would be, let's see, 7. Which means we need to put an 8 there. And then let's see, 9, 2, 3. That would make that 9 and 5, 14. So 1. And that gives 5, 8, 1, 1. So that adds up. 1, 4, 9, 1, 1. That adds up. So we need 1, 1, 7. We need to put 6 there. And that gets us a key.
Why would Margaret Leonard leave me a key?
Well, clearly we need to use this to break into the fridge at the Knights Templar hideout. No, actually, that's probably the key to her apartment. And of course, we saw this handprint here, so that's probably not a good sign. There's something flickering in here like firelight.
Uh-oh. That doesn't look good. That chair looks comfortable. Too comfortable. Was she blind when she picked these out?
Alright, well this looks like a puzzle of some type. And how do I back out of this? Okay, there we go. Okay, clearly that poster up on the wall has something to do with this. So, yeah, we see that there are a couple of flower designs on here. There's a yellow one, red one, I think that's a rose. Then that blue one, and then that white daisy-ish one in the middle. Okay, so we look at this and try and correspond with that. So, let's see, I think that red one is definitely a rose, so that would be June. The bottom one is definitely April. Let's see, the yellow flower, I think that's January. Is that a yellow flower or sunflower? I think that one is July. And then the blue one is September, maybe? Well, that's the one that's the right shade of blue, so let's look at everything else in here before we try playing around with that.
Looks like Margaret Leonard had a video journal. I'll need to find a memory stick to use on the vid player to watch them.
Hey, what's this?
It's a business card for someone named Count Saint Germain. It's a business card for someone named Count Saint Germain.
Okay, well, we can't get around to the bed, which is rather odd.
As I walk in the bathroom, I realize there's something wrong here. Something terribly wrong.
Oh, I think I know where this is going. Alright, that brings us to day 4. Saints and Sinners, or The Unusual Suspects.
Well, I think I found Margaret Leonard. Well, most of her. Nice shower curtain.
Yeah, you know, I'm thinking maybe...
Uh-oh. That doesn't look good. That chair looks comfortable. Too comfortable. Was she blind when she picked these out? Oh, there's a flower for each month of the year.
Well, hello, boys.
Mr. Murphy, you need to come with us if you want to live.
Seriously? Just kidding. What was going on in there? You know the drill.
Yeah, we're about to get
so
drilled.
Many people around you end up dead.
Inevitable, sly insult, quick defense.
Well, everybody dies eventually. But not all at once. Did you kill Margaret Leonard?
PI 303, Magic Show, Sick and Twisted.
Come on, Danwich. If I killed her, what'd I do with her head? Eat it?
But we keep walking in on you with all these dead bodies. You must be the unluckiest guy in the world.
Yeah. No idea. The usual suspects search for a motive.
Whoever offed Margaret Leonard either hated her guts or was completely bonkers. I mean, why would someone decapitate her?
I don't care why, I just want to know who.
Wait a second, how do we even know it's Margaret Leonard? I mean, maybe that's why they took the head.
Yeah, that might have worked 100 years ago, but now we've got apps for that. We've already got a positive ID.
It's kind of fun, isn't it? I mean, kind of working together, bouncing ideas, sharing information. I mean, what if I said I had some information might help your investigation?
I'd say you were withholding evidence.
No, I said I might have something.
No, you said you had something that might help.
Yeah, oops. Look, Danwich, you seem like a stand-up guy, and I know you don't want any vigilantism, so I'll play it by the book. I think I have video that might have been shot by the guy who killed Margaret Leonard. I'm just gonna hand it to you, and hope you'll cut me some slack.
It's on your smart, Alex? Let's have it.
The guy in the video's Mason Bowers.
And this is the guy you think was abducted. The problem is there's no evidence of anyone being abducted, so I can't investigate. My hands are tied.
Well, mine, as you see, are not.
I may have seen this guy before on some kind of surveillance video.
A surveillance video, you say?
The video could have shown you in your apartment talking to an elderly lady. There may have been another man there as well, a mutant of some kind, who might have jumped you. The elderly lady, in theory, could have appeared to have injected you when you were restrained. In the ensuing struggle, you might have been knocked out on the fire escape.
And when would Bowers have shown, hypothetically?
Right after you were knocked out, tore through the apartment in pursuit of the old lady.
So everything that I've told you matches up, and we're both looking for Mason Bowers.
Are you familiar with a program called VCT, Vehicle Compliance Tracking? All cars come with sensors that report when one is out of compliance. For example, when you have your right front headlight shot out, if you could access the VCT database, which is illegal and highly inadvisable.
Wink, wink.
You would find a list of all vehicles with the right front headlight shot out. If you could provide more information on the vehicle, you can access an ID and an address from the registration.
Any chance this might have been the vehicle seen in the Maldonado surveillance video?
You solve this Bowers-Leonard case for me, I might even see what I could do about getting that case file for you. The one from 7 years ago.
All right.
I'm not allowed to let you see it.
Of course, that'd be too easy.
I know who Zach Williams is, and who his associates are. I'd advise you to keep your distance. Don't recognize the face. Sorry. That's Margaret Leonard? I'll have to take your word for it. A speeder with a broken headlight on the front passenger side? No idea what you're talking about.
Wink, wink.
As soon as I got back from the new San Francisco Police Department, I had an urgent message from Rook. It seems Rook had a soft spot for Margaret and wanted to bring her some justice. He told me he had another interested party in the Tesla cache, a Count Saint Germain, who was staying at the Golden Gate Hotel. Maybe he could divulge some answers.
One hears a great deal about Tex Murphy on Chandler Avenue. To what do I owe this pleasure?
Word is you're a big fan of Nikola Tesla, or at least his stuff.
Yes. Your local pawn shop has a remarkably extensive offering of Tesla paraphernalia. Certainly the largest cache I've found this side of Belgrade.
You mind if I ask what your interest is in Tesla?
I gather you're at least somewhat familiar with the story of the Tesla cache? I believe some of the items Rook has were part of the Tesla cache, but he refuses to divulge how he obtained them. I presume from Margaret Leonard, or some third party who got them from her.
Shocking. Rook normally would cut off his right arm if he thought somebody'd buy it.
I've spent many years searching for something.
A diet plan that
My
works?
hope is to find a clue as to its whereabouts in Tesla's letters or journals. But the trail has led me here. Tell me, Mr. Murphy, do you know the name J.T. Donnelly?
Yeah. I mean, I just heard about it, but he was a PI, and he lived around here back in the 1940s.
At the Ritz, in the very room in which you now live. An intriguing connection.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting and maybe a little weird, but it's not a connection.
But it's so much more than that. Back in Donnelly's time, there was a man known as the Sleeping Prophet, Edgar Casey. He made a compelling case for the belief that most of us have lived past lives.
You're losing me.
Come now. You've said on more than one occasion that you felt as if you'd been born a century too late. A man out of time, as it were. Tell me, do you have disturbingly realistic, vivid dreams of another era?
What? You know about my dreams? I must be getting incredibly broad-minded in my old age. So what are you saying? I was J.T. Donnelly in a former life?
We could explore that possibility, but first, have eggs ever appeared in your dreams?
Oh, I love eggs, of course. Poached, over easy, scrambled. I mean, they're certainly nature's wonder food.
There are affordable accommodations in better parts of the city. Something could have been drawing you specifically to the Ritz. Don't you agree?
No.
Yeah, cheap rent. Could you maybe help me out with these memories? Help me interpret these dreams?
If you could find this egg, or even put me on its trail again, I have certain techniques, such as regression and channeling, that could help you recall past events. And, I should add, the egg is worth a fortune. Which I would gladly pay.
We talk for a few minutes longer, but I tell him I need to get back to the case. This is way beyond my comprehension. Mystical eggs? Mind regression? Past lives? It's boggling. Margaret spoke of an egg being held by a religious fanatic who prays. Was it the Tesla egg I found in the wall at the Ritz? If so, it would have been there for over 100 years. Does it have some sort of channeling power from the person who possessed it? Well, Mason Bowers is still the key. I need data for the VCT so I can find out who kidnapped him. Better start asking around.
Time for some good old-fashioned detective work. You should talk to potential witnesses and see if they know anything about the suspicious vehicle involved with the abduction.
Yeah, no duh. Well, we got quite a lot of info dumped on us there. And we will continue pursuing all of this next time. We will see you then.